Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Free delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
Affordable quality products delivered to you via superb service. We are superb distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibbin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta, and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
We got the call on our way home that something was wrong. When we got here, we saw that the entire house was engulfed in flames. Just sitting there and looking at you, basically your whole life investment going up in flames. It did take a toll on us as a family. Once we decided to rebuild, the thought came up to use the Housing Authority of Grenada. After they sent in their quotation, which we thought was very, very reasonable, we decided to go with Housing Authority of Grenada. They were very helpful. They visited the site weekly. The staff was very professional. The contractor was very professional. They delivered our house on time. The quality of work was amazing. And as you can see today, we are not disappointed. I would definitely recommend Housing Authority of Grenada for all your construction needs. With their affordable costs, high level of customer service, guidance, and building expertise, they will help you as they help us.
Hey everyone, season's greetings from all of us at Allied Laboratories, and a special thank you to our Grenville family. We are celebrating 1 year of serving you.
Fit for life and Allied Laboratories, providing quality care and expertise. Fit for life and Allied Laboratories, see our in-house doctors and our pharmacies. Get expert care and quality tests. When it comes to your health, you deserve the best. Fit for life and Allied Laboratories, we're taking care of Grenada.
And of course, we'd like to welcome everyone to another Mikey Live program. I am your host, Mikey Hutchinson, and we are coming to you live from the Spice Isle of the Caribbean, that is Grenada. Coming up in tonight's news, police say that they are investigating a sudden death. We'll tell you more about that. Exclusive interview with a man who was involved in the parking lot fight yesterday with Cateye. And of course, over 7,000 visitors unable to visit Grenada today due to rough seas. And murder accused to receive legal representation. A teenager in fact is missing. And we've got also the first paying customer for Carriacou expansion project. We'll talk to you about that. Then we have other things to tell you about when we return on tonight's Mikey Live program. If we have time, we'll talk about Barbados. Its top court repeals laws that criminalizes gay sex. We'll talk to you about that if we have time tonight and more. Folks, welcome to another Mikey Live program. This is what we call news discussed, not told. We have no horse in the race, so we tell you as it is. So here's what. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, it could be real news in Olilili Lolo. Remember, the headlines is brought to you through the kind compliments of Courts, Grenada Limited, Digicel, Nawasa, the Housing Authority of Grenada, Real Value IGA Supermarket, Superb Distributors. All right, the Beacon Insurance. We say thank you to all our sponsors, and of course the Infinite Contractors. Welcome to the business. So we're taking a short break again and come back, and of course we remind you that someone sharing tonight's program will receive some free credits. I might even double the credit tonight. You never know. Will receive some free credits. Compliments Digicel. We'll be back.
The Nawasa app brings the power of Nawasa's customer service experience to you. Instant, conversational, and smart. Easy access anywhere. Get bill balance, transaction history for up to 6 months, report a fault, link to websites, view payment centers, contact information, push notifications, and multi-tenant accounts, all in a secure login platform. Like a self-service concierge app, mobile.nawasa.gd gets you the support you need much faster. Available on both Android and iOS platforms. mobile.nawasa.gd, your customer support companion. Nawasa, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store now has amazing deals, special discounted prices on wedding sets, watches, and selected jewelry. We sell top brand jewelry and watches like Citizen, Guess, and Klein, and G-Shock, all at the best prices in Grenada. We also buy scrap gold and offer the best deals and customer service on the island. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays, 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store, located at the Esplanade Mall, St. George's, Grenada. Visit our brand new remodeled store or call us on telephone number 414-3114, 232-1234 or WhatsApp 533-1581. Sale is on for a limited time only.
Your vehicle insurance should never break your bank. With Beacon, you can get up to 35% off your fully comprehensive car insurance and still get full protection from unexpected damages with free loss of use, windscreen cover, and special perils. When it comes to your insurance, always be sure you settle for more. Call us at 440-4447 or log on to beacon.co.tt and get a quote today.
Of love with dread, bringing love for you this year. Communion showing that we care. With gifts of love with cheer.
It's your Gifts of Love for Cheer 2.0. 'Tis the season for holly jolly days at the communal. It's all about sharing the warmth of this season with those you love. Getting on this special loan, taking advantage of great interest rates with no principal payments until January 2023. Share the gift of love. Make it a merrier Christmas with the communal. Exciting prizes for members throughout the promotion. For we are your Santa this Christmas. Offer ends January 31st, 2023. Lending terms and conditions apply.
Yes, gifts of love. Grenada's Prime Minister, Honorable Dickon Mitchell. Well, he is in Havana, Cuba, attending the 22nd ALBA Summit. All right, and so the meeting is geared towards discussing the rising global tensions and the commitment to strengthen the ALBA TCP. All right, as an instrument of unity, solidarity, and principles, and all of that. All right. So yeah, man. So the Prime Minister there, I think he's going to be returning tomorrow, God's willing. All right. So yeah, bye. Oh yeah. So the next thing that we have to tell you about, from time to time, we have these bulletins that speaks about young girls in particular who's gone missing, and it creates a a lot of anxiety for parents, for family members, for friends, and so on. And so this young lady is missing, and the police, they are seeking your assistance in locating Sylena John. She's only 15 years old, and she's a student of Mount Agnes St. David. She's 5 feet 8 inches in height, slim build, and dark in complexion. Now, Sylena left her home, according to police, on Friday, 9th December 2022, and has not returned since. Now, anyone seen Sylena or has any information about her whereabouts, you're kindly asked to please call the police. In fact, you can contact the St. David's Police Station at 444-6224, the Grenville Police Station at 442-7224, Police Emergency 911. There's also a police hotline that you can call and just leave the information and then just go your way. Yeah, you don't have to tell them who you are, you know. If you want to leave some anonymous tip, you can call the number. That is 444-1958. So people called this morning and they were like, Mikey, there were cruise ships outside, but then we just saw it turn back. What is going on? Well, we'll tell you what has happened. Over 7,000. That's a lot of people and a lot of money. You understand? Over 7,000 visitors. They were unable to visit the island today due to rough seas and swells across the island. Now, according to a release disseminated by the National Disaster Management Authority on Tuesday, the sea conditions are due to the passage of the frontal trough system affecting the island. Now, the two cruise ships, namely Ada and Perla and Ventura, each with a capacity of just around 3,000 passengers, they were unable to dock. Now, a release sent out by the Grenada Tourism Authority indicated that the decision was made by both captains to leave port as the heavy sea swells at the Melville Street cruise ship port. It was just unfavorable. They say that it affected the safe operations for berthing and the visitor disembarkation. So they just had to say, well, you know what? We have to move on. You understand? And that hurt because there were a lot of people who were looking forward to these two cruise ships. You understand? Ah, boy. Anyway, non-capital murder accused 59-year-old Godfrey Martin Simeon, who, he made his second court appearance on Wednesday. Now, the beaten St. David laborer, who was arrested and charged with the offense of non-capital murder in the death of Sharon Andrea Williams, appeared before the magistrate in the St. David district, Kina Maras. He went there without legal representation. Would you imagine that? That's such a serious offense. And he went there without any sort of representation. You will remember that the police and them, but we always talk about how the police had to go kind of like a CSI kind of business to capture this man. You know what I mean? But anyway, Simeon was informed that legal representation will be provided in the person of Attorney at Law Jerry Edwin for his next court appearance. Last month, 48-year-old Sharon Andrea Williams, a mother of 6 who also resided in Beaton St. David, was allegedly murdered at her home by Godfrey, who was her former partner and the father of 3 of her 6 children. Now, he was then remanded to His Majesty's prison and is expected to return to court on January 10th, 2023. And I understand you'll remember too that following the death or following that incident, he himself, the accused man, he was taken to hospital owing to injuries that he sustained from someone who witnessed the incident. He spent quite a bit of time at the hospital, but was later treated and discharged, and now he is at His Majesty's prison on remand. No. A St. Andrew family is left in mourning following the sudden death of one of their family members. Now, the Royal Grenada Police Force is currently investigating, they say, the sudden death of a 62-year-old male of Mount Horn in St. Andrew, all right, whose body was found in his house on Wednesday morning. Now, family members of the deceased were sent into shock when they got the news of his passing. You understand? We spoke to the police, and they are saying that they are awaiting an autopsy to determine the actual cause of death, while the investigations are continuing. So once we are able to get the cause of death, then we will be able to share that with you. But you know, on the business here, we're not really into the business of speculations. So once the the autopsy is done, and then we are informed about the results via the RGPF, then we'll be able to share that with you. Folks, we're moving on. Last night, we shared with you an incident that occurred at the south of the island where two men were seen pelting fists, you know, a fist fight in a scuffle at a parking lot, all right, down at the Spiceland Mall area there. Now, we spoke at length of this incident and comments that people made with regards to that particular incident. And coming on the program last night, we told you that, you know, it was rather unfortunate to hear some of the comments that were being made, to even witness what was going on there. You know, this is not who we are as a people. We sought to find out exactly what happened. We had one eyewitness, in fact, the individual who did that video, who said to us that there were some people down in the parking lot, and they were waiting to use the teller, some other business, but there was not sufficient parking space, and so there were some people who were awaiting their turn when they observed that vehicle driven by the gentleman, what they would see as bypassing some of the vehicles that were in waiting. And it prompted one other vehicle to kind of like approach that vehicle to stop them, to say, hey, what's going on, you know? And then Cateye also was to the side of that, and then we were told that there was the exchange of words and so on, and then the gentleman who appeared to be Caucasian, he went up to Cateye after exchanging some words and punched Cateye's vehicle. And that's when Cateye got really upset and came out of his vehicle, and they were, you know, that scuffle that you saw there and whatever you would have seen in the video. We don't have to describe that for you. We have now spoken to the other individual on the other side of that. In fact, I tried to get Cateye. I was only just before coming on the program was able to get his number to invite him to give us his version of what has happened. But in the meantime, we were able to get to this gentleman here and to find out what his version of that story is, what exactly happened. And so we have him with us tonight, and he has agreed to explain what he experienced yesterday. All right, let's just prepare for that. And so we told you that we were going to be speaking with the individual who was at the center of yesterday's incident, and he's with us tonight. He has agreed to be with us tonight, of course, to give his version of what had transpired yesterday. Good night to you, sir, and welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, we all had an opportunity to see that incident that happened at the south of the island yesterday, and many people did not have at least the opportunity to understand what happened leading up to that incident. So please go ahead and tell us what really happened.
I pulled into the Spiceland Mall. I was going towards IGA. That's where I was going. I was going to go grocery shopping, and there was a guy in a green van. I don't know him. He was parked on the side. I tried to overtake him. and there was a car coming my direction that I didn't see, so I got stuck in between that car and his green van. He tried to pull out. He rolled down his window, started screaming at me. I couldn't understand what he was saying, so I rolled down my window, and I was like, well, what's your problem? Just go ahead, drive. And he proceeded to take a brown canister out of his van and splash liquid into my car. And it was on my wife's side of the car. So she got splashed with liquid, and upon getting splashed, we smelled it was gasoline. I look up at the guy. I'm totally puzzled. Like, I don't understand why. Like, why would you splash somebody with gasoline? Like, the only intention you have of putting gas on something is to set it on fire. And at this point, I don't understand. Like, I've never done anything to this guy. Why is he attacking me? I'm stuck in a position I can't get out of with the car. I mean, it's really easy. Just pull forward. I'll pull in behind you. That car will go, and we could both go on about our day. No problem. And he was screaming at us, telling us to go back to our country, go home. And like, once I saw that he was reaching for something else in his car, I automatically assumed with the smell of gas, he's reaching for a lighter. I jump out of my car, I run over there, and I confront him. It's the only thing I can do. I have a family to protect. And at this point, all I'm thinking about is, oh God, my wife is covered in gas. If this dude throws anything in this car, we're dead. So he says, oh, you want to fight? He jumps out. It's in the video. The video shows him splashing me in the face with gas. He splashed me in the face with gas and started kicking me. I didn't want to fight with this guy. This guy's old. He's like in his 60s. You know what I mean? And I'm too old to be fighting. That's not my purpose on this island. I'm here for a once-in-a-lifetime experience. And after I'm done telling you what my experience has been on this island, and this isn't the first one, you will totally understand like why. I'm like, this is horrible. This is not paradise for me at all. It's been absolutely horrible. And to go back to the incident, he jumps out of the car and he starts kicking me. Like, I don't want to fight with this dude, so I'm blocking his kicks. I'm backing up away from him, backing up, and he's splashing gas in my face. It got in my eyes. I cannot see. Like, I just came back from the hospital the second day in a row to have my eyes looked at because my eyes are totally bloodshot. Like, I mean, just deep, deep bloodshot. They're burned from the gasoline. And like at this point, all I can think about is, man, this guy's attacking me. I got to defend myself. So I ended up defending myself. And in the video, you could see my back is against the back of my car. I had nowhere to go but forward. And this guy was in my way trying to kick me. So I defended myself. And to be honest, from the get-go, I don't want to fight with this guy. I'm not a fighter. I'm the nicest guy in the world. I'm always laughing. I'm always joking. And the people on this island that actually know me know. Oh, yeah, he's always joking. And sometimes, yeah, my jokes might, offend somebody because, everybody has a different way they take it. And if they say something to me like, man, that wasn't cool, I'll tell them quick. Oh, my God, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to offend you. What can I do to make it right? And that's my mentality. That's how I carry myself. And, this was shared and shared and shared. It's like 11,000 views. And I can't even, me and my wife can't even, I don't even care about my safety. I care about my wife's safety. We cannot even go into public. Now, as you saw in the video, the fight was done. My wife got out. She tapped the guy. She's like, listen, stop fighting. Just let it go. He was going back into his van, and then other people came and got involved. And if you slow down that video and you actually listen to what they were saying to me and my wife, she was called a Karen. She was told to go home. She was told to get out of my country, which is a common theme. I get actually told that a lot. At that point, we were like, what the hell? That's straight racism. And where I come from, if you splash gas on somebody and you tell them get out of my country, it's a hate crime. It's a 15 minimum mandatory year sentence in federal prison. It's a federal hate crime. And they don't play about that.
But you spoke very politely in terms of your wife's interjection in terms of in the entire scuffle, because we heard that she was using profanities, and if you ask me, I think she would have appeared in that little scenario there as the aggressor.
Well, let me ask you this, Mikey. You got a woman that's 5'3" and 130 pounds, and she just got splashed with gas. And the gentleman that splashed her with gas got out of his vehicle and started assaulting her husband. On top of that, you have 4 other total strangers you don't know that are much bigger than you, have you surrounded and pinned in between 2 vehicles. And in the video, it shows that she is pinned in between 2 vehicles. How are you going to react?
No,
Are you going to be like,
no, I'm totally in agreement. I would like my wife to defend me like that. I'm just saying, I would like my wife to defend me like that. But in terms of your recollection of the incident, I found that how you stated her interjection in the thing, and I just want us to be honest about it. You seemed a bit polite about it, and there might be some who might disagree that she simply came over and said, "Well, guys, stop fighting," and so on, because there was a lot of profanities, and in fact, she also used the word, "You guys are acting like animals." One can also be very offended based on that statement. And 2 wrongs doesn't make it right, but I'm just saying, one can say that somebody else made that statement first or invited racism or some sort of degrading comment in that conversation, and it wasn't the other guys.
okay, so let me explain that to you.
Okay, sure.
So that way maybe people will understand.
Sure.
So when she got out of the car in the video and walked to the back of the car, she got in between me and that gentleman. I still don't know who he is. She got in between me and that gentleman, and she calmly told him, "Just stop, let's go." And everything was calm then. You see me in the video raise my hand out to give him a fist bump. Like, okay, we're good. No problems. Cool. Let's go about our way. The other gentleman interjected, and you hear in the video that they were telling her to go home. They called her a Karen. That's when my wife started cursing and yelling. My wife was not yelling before that at all. She was totally calm. She was actually the one that was calm. I was the one that was outraged.
Okay.
My wife became outraged when those gentlemen came over to the van, which they had no business getting in the middle of. The fight was done. Me and the guy fist bumped. That's a signal right there.
So
It's a universal signal.
your fist met?
Yeah.
Really?
You see it in the video. I
Well,
stuck my hand out. He tapped it.
Oh, based on the angle, I didn't. Yeah, based on the angle, I wasn't sure that it actually connected because, that says, man to man, this fight is over. Okay, so the fight is over, and once the other guys came out, it seemed like he was going to start things up again.
It did start things up again,
Okay.
And it started up really, really bad. And then my wife, being a small woman, felt like she had to be bigger than the rest of the men. And you got to remember, I'm standing there. I just got into a massive physical altercation. We had gas splashed on us. I had gas in my eyes, my clothes, all over me. My wife witnessed all of this. Like, honestly, let's be human to human here. Like, how would you react?
Right.
Like, I mean, honestly, are you going to be polite? Like, "Oh, please don't, sir, don't do that. That's not right." No, you're not. And when she said you guys are behaving like animals, she was talking about me. She was talking about everybody there. Because if you're out in public fist fighting in a parking lot, you are not behaving like a civilized human being. And that includes me.
Right.
So if you're not behaving, hold on. If you're not behaving like a civilized human being, then what are you acting like? You are acting like a wild animal. And it wasn't a racial thing. It wasn't. Listen, me and my wife, I don't.
Maybe that was not her intention, but I think people, because even if you look at the comments, you would see that people interpreted it that, you see, we can say what we want to say, but people interpret it the way they would want to.
Well, now you hear it for the record straight from my mouth. And let me explain something to you about me and my wife. First of all, my wife has black people in her family. Her relatives are African American. Okay? I was raised that you judge no man No, man. You judge him by his behavior and how he acts. It doesn't matter what color he is. And part of my French, it might offend somebody, but I'm going to use a vulgar word. An asshole is an asshole. It doesn't matter what color you are. Mikey, if I break my leg and you break your leg, what happens? We both have broke legs. If you cut your arm and I cut my arm, what happens? We both bleed. And we both bleed the same color blood. The only difference is you got more melatonin in your skin than I do. And I burn easy.
All
That's it,
right.
my man.
Okay. And so what would you like happen here? Because you have seen, obviously you would have seen the comments and so on. What would you like happen? And you said that you went to the hospital and people met you and so on. What would you like to see happen?
Honestly, I would like for people to not judge me by a video, actually talk to me and see what type of personality I am. I would like for me and my wife to feel safe on this island and not feel like we have to hide in the True Blue area. We don't live in the True Blue area, so we have to be out and about to
Right.
do our daily living. And I don't want to be worried about my safety, or I don't want to be in another situation like this ever again, to the point where I feel like our lives are in danger and I have no choice but to react. Because as you could tell by the video, I'm not violent. You can see that all over me. I am not violent. I don't want to hurt nobody. Man, I'm peaceful, man. I just want to be on this island. I want to chill. I want to enjoy the sights. I've met some good people on this island that I definitely, when I go back to the States, will stay in contact with 100% because they are good, solid people. And that's all I want. I want to make friends. I want to meet people and say, hey, you know what? You're a cool dude. I'm having a barbecue. Come on over. Oh, yeah, you like rum? What kind of rum? No problem. I'll go get a bottle for you.
All right. Prior to yesterday's incident, so we put aside yesterday's incident, what would you say your experience is like being in Grenada?
All right, so here it goes. And you know what? If you can't tell by my mannerisms and how I'm describing in detail, I am telling the truth. I was outside of 61 West. I was picking up my food that I ordered. I had a gentleman come up to me and say, hey, white privilege, give me money. I was stunned. I couldn't believe he said that to me. I told him, no, man, I'm not giving you nothing. And he pulled out a fillet knife on me and tried to rob me. That was one experience. Another experience is I go to restaurants. I go out to eat at a restaurant, right? Okay. I see a table with some Grenadians sitting at it, right? They're having a good time. They're getting their drinks. And I'm noticing that they're getting their drinks, they're getting a smile, they're interacting perfectly well with their server. The server comes over to me. I say to her, I say, yeah, can I get a Coke and this burger? Can you please put some mayonnaise on the side? And she rolls her eyes. So I go, all right, whatever. I don't sweat small stuff like that. I'm like, whatever. You're having a bad day. 45 minutes goes by. That table over there got served everything they asked for, and sometimes 2 or 3 times they asked, and it was brought to them. I still haven't received my mayonnaise. I still haven't received my burger. Nothing. 45 minutes later, I go up to the server and I say to the server, I say, excuse me, um, you know, I noticed that table sat after me and they got their food first. Is there a problem with my order? And once again, she rolls her eyes. Well, let me go check. All right, sure. 10, 15 more minutes goes by and our food comes out. But the whole point of the matter is this is what I experience every day here, man. Every single day.
Okay.
I have been called, hold on. There's more, Mikey. There's more. I have been called white privilege. I have, in traffic, I ride a scooter. I have had the back of my scooter bumped by a car. When I put the kickstand down like you're supposed to, and you're supposed to stay there and call the police, even if there's no damage. And at that point, I was getting ready to tell the guy, hey, no problem, man. There's no damage. Don't worry about it. Your bumper's fine. All right, let's go. I got places to go. The guy jumps out of the car and he says, you're what's wrong with my country. You people need to leave. This has been happening multiple times to me on this island. And even though the girl gave me a nasty attitude, rolled her eyes, horrible service, And, I'm not going to say on the video why, because that would be jumping to conclusions. But if you read between the lines, you kind of figure out what the general census is here that's been going on. I still left her a good tip. You want to know why? Because I work for my money, and I know what it's like to work your butt off for every dollar you can. And sometimes you live paycheck to paycheck, and I understand that. So I tip good. And I always ask people, like at the gas station, they got the little tip thing on the credit card receipt. I always ask them, do you get your tips? If I fill this out, do you get your tips? They tell me no. I give them a tip anyways because they were kind enough to come pump the gas. Even though it's their job and they're supposed to, it's the proper thing to do. And where I come from, that's what you do.
Well,
so that shows you what type of person I am.
A lot of the things that you're saying I've not heard from people before. Have you heard, like your friends who might be visitors or Caucasians or any other race than ours, have you heard that kind of story from them, that they're getting treatment that suggests that they do not appreciate their presence on the island? Their presence on the island?
Several. A lot of my friends won't leave. A lot of my friends won't leave True Blue. They don't feel safe.
But that's strange because I don't know. If we look at it on a larger scale, Grenada is one of the safest places. I'm not sure where your friends might be coming from, but on any day, Grenada is going to... So I'm just saying, Grenada has one of the lowest crime rates in the world.
Yes, it does.
So, and anybody coming from and by that fact alone, if you're coming from anywhere else, I would like to, by virtue of that fact, believe that it is safer to be here than anywhere else.
Mikey, listen, I don't believe what anybody says to me. If I see it how it is for myself.
Okay.
And when I see it how it is for myself, I'm like, okay, all right, so that's what it is. So everybody and their mother can come to me and tell me the same thing, and unless I see it, I don't believe it. It's gossip, whatever, and I go on about, I'm the most non-judgmental person. I just don't, you know what I mean? Like the guy, okay, so the guy always does the push-ups and he sits out in front of IGA. You know what I'm talking about, tall, skinny guy.
Right.
Yeah, I will have a conversation with him in the same mannerism, in the same exact way as I'll have a conversation with you. I don't judge. I don't care. I don't see that.
Okay.
If you're a jerk, then you're a jerk.
Okay.
I'm not saying that my student friends have experienced this and this is what they're saying. I only say I've heard from a couple people. Is it for real? Who knows? That could be their perception. That's not up to me.
Okay.
I just tell you what I've experienced. And I have experienced several situations where it's been said to me that this is my country, get out.
Okay. All right. Okay. No problem. Okay. Well, and thanks for letting us know that. Some of those things are really surprising to me because we pride ourselves as being a tourist destination, and we find that even people who come here speak of really good experiences that they have. We're hearing a different story from you, and maybe there might be another one or two who probably may have the same opinion on things. But of course, we have to... Go ahead.
Can I say something before you wrap up?
Yeah, sure.
I have had some of the most wonderful experiences on this island. So when I say that, okay, these are the bad ones, that's like a drop in the bucket of water compared to what I have experienced. I love this country. I love the rainforests. The people I have met that were kind to me and I was kind back are some of the most outstanding people. If I could put them on a freaking yacht and take them to America with me to show Americans in America, hey, listen, these are good people. This is what you should mirror yourself off of. I would. And that shows you a lot. All I'm saying is I've had a couple situations that make me like, am I doing something? No. What? So there's every barrel of apples, there's always going to be one bad apple.
Okay.
And I'm not letting that bad apple that I've experienced ruin it for everybody else.
Okay.
I have met some stand-up people here.
Okay, well, good to know that. Well, thank you for coming on the program, and of course giving your version of what transpired, and of course where we hope that this situation goes to rest. Maybe you yourself and Cateye can, because that's what his name is. If you don't know his street name, maybe can take a picture together for people to see that, hey, we are willing to let bygones be bygones. This was something that happened. We didn't wake up yesterday morning saying that we're going to pick a fight with anybody. Things happened, and this is what it happened, and we are ready to move on from that.
Hey, if Cateye will meet me in front of the Connex, I will give that dude a big hug and I will take a picture with him. I have no problems.
Okay, okay.
I'm not even angry or resentful. I'm just don't I don't want to be misunderstood. I don't want to be treated as like, what people perceive. That's not who I am, and I don't want to go through that. That's a really horrible feeling to walk around feeling that. It is absolutely horrible. And I got a taste of that medicine today at the hospital, and I didn't deserve that.
And the same goes for Cateye too, because he's a very popular guy, and a lot of people said they did not know that he had it in him. Because generally he is, like you would say that you were, generally he's this guy. But I mean, just look at the way he dresses, right? He's somebody who's out to give you a good time. So that too was a shocker for some people to see that. So people said, and you might have seen the comments too, something must have been, you guys must have done something so bad to him for him to react like that, because the public knows this guy for years and he's never been involved in anything like that. So you're saying that this is new to you. He's saying that this is new to him as well. So I guess as much this all shows that, I mean, it's just the nature of life. Things happen, and we should just be able to bury that and move on.
I think we both had a very bad day.
Okay. Well,
That's what I think.
I'm looking forward.
Because when he fist bumped me, I got the impression from him like this is not normally how he is at all, and I got that perception.
Okay. All right. Good. Well, yeah. Well, good. All right. Well, thanks again, and all the best to you and your wife.
I appreciate you having the interview with me. I like how you have built your company up, and I would definitely love to meet you at an event in the future. Thank
All
you
right.
for your time.
Great, and I'd like to be around your wife as well, because I wanted to defend me like that.
Listen, my wife, she's a very strong woman. She is loyal. I have been with her for 19 years, and she is my mate. There's
Okay.
animals in the animal kingdom that mate for life. That is my mate.
Okay,
And you know
great.
what? She outside of that incident, if you ever talk to her, she's really funny, she's really outgoing, she's really compassionate. She cares about people, she cares about animals, and she is the type of friend that if you earn her trust and you earn her friendship, she's your friend until her last breath. And that's how she is.
Okay, great. All right. Well, thanks for giving us
Thank you
that
very
bit of
much.
insight as well. Take care. All the best.
All right.
All right, and so that's our conversation with the gentleman, and we want to say thank you. We, like I said earlier, I attempted to get Cateye's number, was able to get his number just like a few seconds before, literally seconds before coming in on the program, and so I would attempt to have a conversation with him as well, just to hear his side of the story if he is willing to so do. All right, and. Grenada is one of the safest places in the world, and there is nothing that will ever change that fact. There might be some scenarios that people may experience for whatever reason, one person could say that they have that experience, and then they have 10 others who say, well, I never had that experience, So we have to recall that Grenada, when compared to other countries, you just name it, still is rated one of the safest places in the world. This little scuffle is what it is, a little scuffle. It really doesn't define. We're not talking about someone going into a school and shooting innocent children. We're not talking about somebody grabbing a knife and jumping on a train and just slashing people. We are not talking about people just randomly going in and making life miserable for others. That's not what we're talking about. We are talking about a scuffle in a parking lot. All right, and that's what the big story is, and that is only to tell you how minute of incidents we usually have here on this beautiful island we call home. We are taking a break and come back. When we do, we have for you the national report. We also have for you the weather. Stay tuned.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Free delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
Affordable quality products delivered to you via superb service. We are superb distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love. Like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
We got the call on our way home that something was wrong. When we got here, we saw that the entire house was engulfed in flames. Just sitting there and looking at you, basically a whole life investment going up in flames. It did take a toll on us as a family. Once we decided to rebuild, the thought came up to use the Housing Authority of Grenada. After they sent in their quotation, which we thought was very, very reasonable, we decided to go with Housing Authority of Grenada. They were very helpful. They visited the site weekly. The staff was very professional. The contractor was very professional. They delivered our house on time. The quality of work was amazing, and as you can see today, we are not disappointed. I would definitely recommend Housing Authority of Grenada for all your construction needs. With their affordable costs, high level of customer service, guidance, and building expertise, they will help you as they help us.
Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store now has amazing deals, special discounted prices on wedding sets, watches and selected jewelry. We sell top brand jewelry and watches like Citizen, Guess and Klein and G-Shock, all at the best prices in Grenada. We also buy scrap gold and offer the best deals and customer service on the island. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays, 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store, located at the Esplanade Mall, St. George's, Grenada. Visit our brand new remodeled store or call us on telephone number 414-3114, 232-1234 or WhatsApp 533-1581. Sale is on for a limited time only.
Your vehicle insurance should never break your bank. With Beacon, you can get up to 35% off your fully comprehensive car insurance and still get full protection from unexpected damages with free loss of use, windscreen cover, and special perils. When it comes to your insurance, always be sure you settle for more. Call us at 440-4447 or log on to beacon.co.tt and get a quote today.
Contractors and Machinery. We are your one-stop engineering and consultancy company with experience locally, regionally, and internationally. We provide excavation services and engineering consultancy, construction of residential and commercial structures, civil works such as drainage, retaining walls, roads, concrete patio services, paving services, concrete driveway services, remodeling and renovation, painting services, tiling services, and so much more. Ask about our rental services of excavators, heavy equipment, metal formwork, and steel prop. Contact us today via telephone number 537-9675 or email infinitecontractors19@gmail.com.
Gifts of love with dread, bringing love for you this year. Communion showing that we care. With gifts of love with
It's your Gifts of Love for Cheer 2.0. 'Tis the season for holly jolly days at the communal. It's all about sharing the warmth of this season with those you love, getting on this special loan, taking advantage of great interest rates with no principal payments until January 2023. Share the gift of love. Make it a merrier Christmas with the communal. Exciting prizes for members throughout the promotion. For we are your Santa this Christmas. Offer ends January 31st, 2023. Lending terms and conditions apply.
Batteries. All roads lead to Quality Services Limited for the best deals on batteries for all applications: cars, SUVs, pickups, buses, medium and heavy duty trucks, construction equipment, generators, boats, and more. European made with the highest amps and comes with a 12 months warranty. Yes, you heard it right. 1 year with the best quality and price. Quality Services Limited for the best deals on batteries. First left of the Lansopines Road. Call 444-4323 or WhatsApp 410-8070 or 405-7010. Quality Services Limited for all batteries.
Anywhere at any time and have it delivered to you right here in Grenada at yogo.gd.
Grenada's Prime Minister attends 22nd Alba TCP Summit in Cuba. We'll have details to this story and more in the National Report.
Have you noticed an increase or decrease in your electricity bill? You know that changes in the fuel and non-fuel rates affect your bill. You should also be aware that changes in household activities affect your bill. Ask yourself these questions. Have the rates changed? Have there been more people at your home? Have your children been on holiday? Have you used your fan or air conditioning unit more often to beat the heat? Are any of your electrical appliances or equipment faulty? Have you added any new appliances such as transformers, water heaters, or pumps? Make it a habit to understand any changes on your electricity bill. For more factors that affect your bill, visit www.grenlec.com. Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
With the details to the news for Wednesday, December 14th, I am Rikisha St. Louis. Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell is in Havana, Cuba, attending the 22nd Summit of the Bolivarian Alliance for the Peoples of America Peoples Trade Treaty. Delegates are discussing rising global tensions and the commitment to strengthen the treaty as an instrument of unity based on the principles of solidarity, social justice, cooperation, and economic complementarity. The Prime Minister is accompanied by Minister for Foreign Affairs, Trade and Export Development, Honorable Joseph Andal, Deputy Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Finance, Ms. Siobhan Britton, and Petro-Carib Chair, Mr. Hassan Hadid. Prime Minister Mitchell is scheduled to return on Thursday, December 15th. Honorable Philip Telesford, Minister for Social and Community Development, Housing and Gender Affairs, has been appointed acting Prime Minister in the absence of Prime Minister Mitchell. The European Union is funding outdoor learning spaces and educational items at 2 schools in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. The Telescope Primary School recently received its donation. Annette Moore has the details in this report.
Thank you, European Union, for promoting outdoor learning.
As part of the European Union-funded Outdoor Learning Spaces program, in partnership with the Ministry of Education's Grenada Innovation in Education, outdoor learning spaces are being provided for 2 schools in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. They are the Telescope Primary School in St. Andrew and the Dover Government School in Carriacou. On Monday, representatives from the European Union joined ministry and school officials in the presence of students for the presentation of 3 outdoor learning benches, a bin decorated in art by a Grenadian artist, several books, and a child-friendly map of Europe. Acting Deputy Chief Education Officer for School Administration, Cathy Ann James, explained the purpose of the donation to the students.
The COVID-19 pandemic had us closed up. And now that we are outside and we are back to more or less normal, we would enjoy being outside more than inside of the classroom. So this gift that you will be receiving here today from the European Union is part of this initiative to help you see that there are things that can happen outside, and your exploration of outside with your friends, even the teachers removing you from the classroom, would enhance your learning environment and as well as ensure that you stay healthy. All right, because you know outdoor activities help develop your health and so.
Representative from the European Union, Her Excellency Margareta Vasilevska, the ambassador to Barbados, the Eastern Caribbean states, OECS and CARICOM, gave reasons for the existence of the program.
We are particularly happy about this outdoor learning spaces program, which we started in Barbados during COVID. And that's why we started the program in the middle of the pandemic, because in working together with the ministry, we decided that the priority was to create alternative learning spaces for students beyond the traditional classroom. We really hope that these benches and the bins will help you and your beautiful Telescope Primary School to encourage all of you for increased active engagement with the outdoors in your beautiful learning environments.
Her Excellency says some of the reasons for outdoor learning spaces are to reduce stress, improve attentiveness, and cognitive abilities. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Elvis Moraine, extended thanks on behalf of the Ministry of Education and encouraged the staff and students of the Telescope Primary School to utilize and care for the gift.
On behalf of the Minister and, of course, the staff of the Ministry of Education, by extension Grenada, we want to express our gratitude on behalf of the 2 schools who are recipient of this wonderful gift, to the European Union for, of course, engaging us and identifying schools that can benefit from those wonderful gifts. We have to engage our students in meaningful learning. We have to become more student-centered in our approaches in the business of teaching and learning. And of course, I trust that the teachers and students of Telescope will make this a routine to be out here to engage in learning.
Principal of the Telescope Primary School, Anne-Marie Shears, welcomed and thanked the delegation.
To all of you, I say, you're very welcome and warmly welcomed here. We appreciate this outdoor facility. This donation is very timely to us because it has multiple functions. It gives students and teachers the opportunity to enjoy outdoor learning in our natural environment while enjoying the fresh air as they participate in reading activities, mathematics, science, drama, singing, and even art and craft. It also gives students the opportunity to socialize during break time and lunchtime. Even the teachers a chance to chill after a hard day's work. We are so grateful. So, on behalf of the Telescope Primary School family, we say thank you, we appreciate it.
The Telescope Primary School presented the ambassador with a token of thanks, and students also enjoyed looking through the map of Europe with Her Excellency. The school choir expressed their thanks in song.
His love, His grace, born on Christmas Day, His light, His love, His grace, born on Christmas Day, His light, His love, His grace, born on Christmas Day.
For the National Report, I'm Annette Moore.
Thank you, Annette. This is the National Report. The news will continue after the break.
Grenada. The time for the national census is here again. Interviewers will be visiting your homes to gather information about you and your family. The data you provide determines budget allocation for health, grant funding for community projects, and government assistance for families and the elderly. The census is required by law, and so is your participation. We assure you that your information will be kept confidential. Do your part. Stand up and be counted, because we all count in this census. For more information about the census and your participation, contact the Grenada Central Statistical Office at 440-1369 or cso@cso.gov.gd.
Welcome back. Grenada's Minister for Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation, Honorable Andy Williams, says government is looking at ways to increase project implementation rate in the new year. He recently assured members of the lower house and the general public that moving forward, his ministry will ensure that all projects are implemented and completed at the stipulated time in keeping with government's transformation agenda. The minister explained that government is currently evaluating the findings of a public sector investment project review that was conducted to assess the implementation rate of projects throughout the island, with the view to adopting an appropriate course of action. Citing the approval of approximately $100 million by the World Bank for financing of projects, Minister Williams said from 2016 to present, approximately $13 million was utilized. $5 million has been allocated in the 2023 estimates of revenue and expenditure to the ministry for the new year.
Mr. Speaker, in essence, in 6 years' time, of the $100 million that was approved for Grenada, we have approximately $87 million that was not drawn down. And Mr. Speaker, when I hear politics is being played with MIT, it makes me get emotional. Because how can you say you love Grenada and you love the people of the country and you refuse to implement projects? Mr. Speaker, my good friend, Dr. Modest, lovely friend. But Dr. Modest, I don't think NMP had a problem in getting projects. As my economics teacher said, right here, Mr. Leonard Andrews, a.k.a. Tolls. The last administration had a problem with project implementation. That is why our dear, loving Prime Minister saw it fit to establish the Ministry of Mobilization, Implementation, and Transformation.
Finally, in the news, the process of tagging derelict vehicles continues by the Ministry of Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation in partnership with the Ministry of Health, the Royal Grenada Police Force and the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority. It is part of the ministry's Visible Transformation Initiative project. The team traveled to the communities of Willis, Bellevue and Queen's Park in the parish of St. George on Wednesday. Parliamentary representative for St. George Northeast, Honorable Ron Redhead, accompanied the team through his constituency. He commended members for their swift action to address the island-wide problem.
We are currently engaged in a cleanup drive in terms of derelict vehicles in the community of Willis in particular, and we did Bellevue as well. I think there was a delay in the pickup at Bellevue, but vehicles were tagged, and as such, we are now at a place where we can commence the removal of the derelicts. I mean, I don't need to explain the problems that these vehicles, in terms of the build-up, cause in the community. What I think we need to do now as a community and government is work together to ensure that it remains clean and that we preserve the environment as best as possible by removing some of these old vehicles as much as possible.
The parliamentary representative explained how the initiative can positively impact his constituency.
First off, the removal is going to bring a great sense of cleanliness. The environment is going to breathe a sigh of relief in terms of rodents, all that sort of things, garbage. It's deplorable, and part in the thing, you can't chide people for doing it. Fact is, it has happened, and now it's the responsibility of the state to clean it up in collaboration with the community. So that is the most important thing that we are seeking to establish and achieve for this cleanup campaign.
Senior Environmental Health Officer in the Ministry of Health, Danraj Ramkilawan, is happy the project is on stream.
I am very grateful for this project because we made many attempts before and it was not that successful. However, at this point in time, we have the necessary structures and infrastructures in place to have a successful program, as many within the community and the wider public would see what is happening within the South.
That story just ended the national report for Wednesday, December 14th. Let's recap the top story. Grenada's Prime Minister attends a 22nd Albert TCP Summit in Cuba. On behalf of the entire news and production team, I am Rikisha St. Louis saying thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, Rikisha and the rest of the GIS News team. And now we are taking a look at the weather. And the weather is submitted by the Met Office. We can tell you that the weather for tonight is expected to be partly cloudy with a low chance of brief isolated showers. Tonight's minimum temperature 24.0 degrees Celsius. Winds east-northeasterly to easterly at 12 to 22 miles per hour. Seas moderate to slightly rough with waves 6 to 8 feet in northeasterly swells. High surf and marine advisories remain in effect. Let us take a look at the weather for Thursday. We can tell you that the weather is expected to be generally fair and windy, becoming partly cloudy at times with a low chance of brief isolated showers. The max temperature 30 degrees Celsius and minimum 23.5. Winds east-northeasterly to easterly at 14 to 24 miles per hour. Seas moderate to slightly rough with waves 6 to 8 feet in northeasterly swells. High surf and the marine advisory remain in effect for tomorrow as well. So that's it for weather report and for tonight and tomorrow. We want to say hello to the folks who are currently on YouTube. Big up to you, Ansha. Big up to you, Anya, Suzanne, and everyone else who is there with us. We say hello to you. And as well, we want to say hello to those of you who are on Facebook, Marilyn, Bermuda, Hazel. We have Eunice, we have Juan, we have Yvonne. Who else is with us? We have Michelle, Delian. We also have with us Matthew. Matthew, big up to you. Also, we have with us my mom and Lintona as well, Kireen and Hillary, Jacinta, Sylena again, and Cynthia, Wendy Ann, and all the crew tuned in, the whole sharing committee. We say hello to you guys as well. If you have not, Diana, how are you doing? If you have not yet done so, we'd like to again encourage you to please share the program. And again, remember that when you share the program, that's how other people get to know that we are live. Miriam, how are you doing? So I know that there are some people who probably you might be listening, you have not shared yet. I want to encourage you to share. Just pick up your phone and hit a quick share. Those of you who might be in the kitchen or doing something and just listening to the program, it really doesn't take anything from you to share. So Erlin and Juan and Sylena and the others, we want to invite you to share. And again, when you share, that's how you do your part in helping this program to grow. It's like giving the breath of life to something, and that's how we regard your share, Adana. All right. So once you share, you help us breathe an extra breath of life for the program. So go ahead and share. Again, thank you to every one of you who have been here and who's always here, just giving your comments and participating in our program. Thank you again. Folks, we're heading off tonight, and we want to wish you all the best for what's left of the evening, and we'll touch base with you tomorrow, God's willing. Again, we will have another program for you. Let's go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, we all say, Ja! No! Take care. May God bless you. May God bless your family. Remember that things will happen in your life, but you don't have to make that define you. All right? Take care, folks.
Thank